Closest thing I could really relate it to was like, I grew up in, inner city and, very heavy in the hip hop culture. And one of the primary elements, well, I should say one of the most influential elements of hip hop is rap music. And one thing I really didn't care for, like rap music, it wasn't cool to talk about like whatever, the negative stuff that wasn't, good and everything like that. But I found I could really put my soul on my sleeve and be transparent, like with poetry, and talk about what was wrong, and it was cool. So like my friends that didn't know I started doing this, they gave me a hard time. You know what I'm saying? Like, you writing what? Man, get out of here. You can't talk about that, and everything. But also what I drew out of like the hip hop culture, like especially like with like the DJing and the dancing and the rap, it was like the whole competitive aspect. I'm better than you and your crew and this, that, and the other. So this, and a lot of my stuff is untitled. So like I said, I believe like the title of a poem should just be a stand out as a piece itself. So until I find a proper title for some of my pieces, they go untitled. But anyway, this is a little something. I must stay alert to the symbols and signs, because even a broken watch twice a day displays the correct time. Sometimes I try to figure out in my mind life. Such a mysterious word that I'm sure one day I'll soon define, especially if I continue to take these words and marinate them with rhyme, season with reason and marinate them with rhyme, and lay it out in between these same old lines. You see, I got composition books that blanket my floor, and along the walls they stack up towards the ceiling. If I were to translate all those thoughts into Braille, many probably still wouldn't be able to feel me. I mix these words like chemistry. Talk is cheap, so I'm going to put my money where my mouth is and then cash out and go on a spending spree. When it's time to slam on the stage, that's where you'll find casualties. Actually, it's kind of sad to see that after an open mic night, how many people really don't want to come up after me. And there's a good reason for my apathy. Would you believe that at one time some people actually had the audacity to laugh at me? Now they tell me, man, you should put that on CD because I spit heat hot enough to cook beef. So you could say my speech is a cash cow, a page poet turned stage poet. I guess it's my turn to laugh now.
All right.
I got some friends, they told me, that for some of us, we're fortunate to live two lives. And, I made quite a few bad decisions in my life. But in the transition to this new way of life, I still had to pay a price for my old way of life. You know what I'm saying? And it was really hard. It was like, man, if I wanted this, I would have stayed doing that. You know what I'm saying? But it's all part of the process. So, I kept on keeping on. And, man, I went to prison. And the place that they sent me, it was like Westville. It was called Westville. And used to be the Norman Beatty Psychiatric Hospital. And I guess it was back in the 50s, and this is also where they kept the criminally insane, and now it's just some dilapidated piece of crap, and windows busted out and black mold everywhere, and I'm just looking around, I'm like, oh my God. And it was almost that I could feel the weight of the misery of the people that resided there before me, you know what I'm saying? like the patience and stuff. But some of that stuff still remain, you know. But anyway, man, I wrote this. Never again will I live in fear of financial insecurity, because currently these words backed with action is my new currency. The sweetest of all nectar has nourished me, divinely refurbished me. Replenished was the image that he created that I diminished by living life off its hinges. You see, I paid my cost to society by living in misery's loft off limits, stuck somewhere in between the ear hustlers always dipping in the CO's ego tripping, stuck somewhere in between the Aryan brothers and men wishing that they were women, butter on their lips glistening, running around switching, stuck somewhere in between the savage beast and the timid, somewhere where the victuals are far from exquisite. These are the visions that will forever remain vivid. Then time continues to pass like a high school fad, and once again my pops was a classic no-show dad after he promised me he would visit. But I got mad love for all my people, putting money on my books and sealing envelopes with kisses. God as my witness, this year I'll be home for Christmas.
Amen, amen.
Another untitled piece, but it's just about being infatuated with somebody and they don't know you know, you got a crush on them or whatever. For my taste, she has perfect meat to bone ratio. And when she smiles, her face radiates such a glow, it reminds me of the noonday sun. With her wavy baby hair pulled back, tightly coiled in an immaculate bun. For her, I have built and dedicated a shrine that resides in the middle of my mind, and daily I set aside time for devotion. Often, this requires an offering involving lotion. Never been a fan of that word stalking, but from time to time, I've been known to do a little scoping. And I couldn't help but to notice that on Facebook she posted her pops was Nigerian and her mom is Laotian. About her beauty, I'm as outspoken as Al Sharpton. She has a face that will send off a league of Spartans. You see, baby girl is as fine as Rachel Martin. She makes my heart hum hymns, my spirit sing songs, and my soul compose odes dedicated to her existence. I have so many I can't give you a for instance. I tell you one thing, adjectives are endless. Her physique surpasses my understanding in those jeans, and I can tell that she stays up on her fitness. Whenever in her presence I feel like a 9-year-old kid and every day is Christmas. There's probably no need for me to mention that a nice time with this honey dip is number 1 on my wish list. That's all too much. Man, another untitled piece. Here we go. I dreamt of love in a dream, but never was it so perfectly imperfect. You tiptoed into my soul, all flawed, a mess. My dreams never ever grasped the patience it takes to make love last until I collided worlds with you. And now I'm so confused. My dreams of love once embraced the thought that lovers would engage in a long mesmerizing gaze, all seductive, raw. I'll get the keys while on the first date. But had my dreams ever come true, I couldn't crave sweet love from you or have a desire that steadily grows each time we enter and exit the rooms together. See, I might have dreamt of love at first sight, but we would have missed all those perfectly imperfect, awkward nights. Because I dreamt love in my dreams, but never so perfectly imperfect. So you crawled into my heart, all new, childlike, innocent. My dreams never touched that love could bend so much until I combined worlds with you. But damn, I'm so confused because my dreams of love once held there. I thought that lovers would adhere to a television American dream, a life portrayed on the big screen. And we have some huge suburban home with a couple of our clones and jobs we didn't hate that filled our dinner plates. Big fat money in the bank, but have my dreams ever come true? We never struggle and gain strength each time we conquer a mess we create. See, I might have dreamt about a picket fence, but we would have missed the perfectly imperfect Golden Gate. This next piece,
All right.